I'm Schockett, president of the NFRW, the National Federation of Republican Women. NFRW supports President Trump on his stance on law and order and support of law enforcement. The recent cry to defund or dismantle police departments is dangerous. Hashtag defund police makes for a catchy slogan, but the reality? Doing so would result in lawlessness and chaos, particularly affecting those communities suffering the most from crime. There's an old expression that we never have enough time to do it right the first time, but plenty of time to do it over. There's no do-over when it comes to personal safety, no do-over when it comes to loss of life, livelihoods, and property. From the City Council in Minneapolis voting to remove the police, to the mayor of New York City vowing to cut funding, neither gave any coherent thought as to how citizens would be properly protected. There was no thought of consequences. Then the U.S. House quickly slapped together the Justice in Policing Act 2020. By the way, from the very same people who delayed critical aid to American workers and businesses. They didn't examine the issues, but jumped to rapid conclusions, all the while fanning the flames of hate and division through incendiary rhetoric and pandering to the radical left fringe. Rational leaders support making law enforcement more efficient, better educated, and more responsive to the needs of all communities. Rational Americans are horrified by any law enforcement officer who willfully endangers people and violates the oath of office. And they're horrified by anyone who willfully endangers our police. They understand that decimating law enforcement agencies only jeopardizes the public safety and those sworn to protect. Government must safeguard public safety. Democrats have consistently thwarted the rule of law, opposing border walls, creating sanctuary cities, flooding our communities with released criminals, and now attacking the very institutions that keep us from harm and chaos. Thank you, President Trump, for having responded immediately to protect peaceful, law-abiding citizens, and by telling governors that if they could not protect their people, you would do it for them. When the National Guard assisted local law enforcement in our nation's capital, the violence and rioting ceased. The National Guard was withdrawn. Our president was vocal from the outset about the horrendous act we witnessed in Minneapolis. The officers in question were arrested. Justice must have the opportunity to be served. The overwhelming majority of police are everyday heroes. Those who violate the public trust will be held accountable and be made an example of. Let's not defund police. Let's defend good policing.